Ruby, welcome to my fort.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling in my fort?
I'm feeling very comfortable,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
Open your mind, expand the horizons, and enjoy the Milky Way.
That was beautiful.
I wrote that for you.
I will.
I feel like you're the underground scene best kept secret, but also you have 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which is a crazy number.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, I do hear it a bit, to be fair, because whenever there's a TikTok video that has my music on it, people are always like, don't put this music out, like it's a secret, you're not supposed to tell anyone. And I'm like, guys, I actually am not sure how I feel about that.
Like, I'd like to be kind of...
Yeah, I think I would rather not be kept, if that's okay.
Do you actually ever feel like that though? Like, do you ever feel like you... Because underground is such a cool thing, but I can get the sense that if you've been like grinding underground for a while, you kind of want to be like, you know, you want to be heard by more people, you want to be seen by more people. Do you feel like that, or are you happy where you are?
Yeah, no, to be fair, like I make a joke out of it, but I actually am quite happy where I am.
Yeah.
I think I would rather be in that underground scene and just be like cool and content for the rest of my life, really. Yeah, rather than, I don't want to get, obviously not saying that this is going to happen, but I don't want to get so big that I'm like, oh, like I can't go here and I can't do things, I can't do this, can't do that. I just want to make music and, don't know, just be chilling.
When did you kind of feel like, oh, like I'm not bad, like I'm pretty good?
Do you know what? I feel like in the back of my head, even though I feel like outwardly, I'm not really, like I don't really like, I feel like I'm not a big talker, like I don't really talk too much, but in the back of my head, I feel like I've always kind of known that there's been something there. And I've always kind of just had like confidence that like whatever route I go down with music, I'm kind of going to be okay and I'm going to do well. So I don't think there was like a particular moment that I was like, yeah, like I'm sick. But I've kind of always just like been a little bit confident that stuff's going to go well. Yeah.
Did you do music as a kid?
I did, yeah. Both my parents are professional musicians.
No
so
way. What did they play?
Violin. My mum plays violin, my dad plays double bass and bass guitar.
Oh, wow.
So I just grew up around music and instruments. I was a bit of a weird, lonely child.
That's me now.
Yeah, just spent all of my time just like drawing stuff, playing instruments, like walking around outside, like stuff like that.
Just daydreaming.
Yeah, literally.
When you go into the studio, do you go in, and I know people have different approaches to this, like do you go in with lyrics in mind, with a mood in mind, with kind of a set agenda of what you're going to get done, or is it, do you just, as part of the art, just letting it flow in the moment?
Yeah, I'm laughing because quite often there is a mood in mind because something's happened that's pissed me off.
Yeah, and it's timed it, yeah.
And I'm like, I need to get this down. I need to vent via lyrics. So quite often it is that. But then sometimes it just depends on the beat as well. It also depends where I am. And I'm kind of trying to branch out a little bit more lyrically and come up with different concepts and stuff like that. So it's random, really. Like I was in a session once, someone put a Studio Ghibli, like little, I don't know, like montage up, and I was like, I'm gonna write about those films.
I feel like you do a lot of really good collaborations.
Thank you. Which ones?
Nux? Did you collaborate with Nux?
No.
Who did you collaborate with? That was really cool.
Oh, Kofi Stone.
Fuck. K. It starts with a K. Let me re-ask the question. Kofi Stone! What the heck?
Yeah. Sick, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna have to retake that because then he's gonna think I'm laughing at him.
Okay. You've collaborated, collaboraciones, with multiple people who I find quite inspiring. Don't know about you.
Yeah.
I find them pretty cool.
Same.
Kofi Stone being one of them.
Kofi Stone is one of them.
How was that?
It was great. I feel like it was maybe a little bit full circle because me and Kofi are obviously both from Birmingham. So we used to like see each other on like nights out and stuff like that.
No
and
way.
then we worked in the same vintage shop.
No way. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So were you friends before? Or like loosely friends? Okay.
Yeah, like loosely friends.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think back in the day I'd probably sent him a couple songs that were like awful.
Yeah.
That is really embarrassing now that he was probably a bit like, yeah, like I'll see if I get round to it. And then I sent him Chameleon, and he was in the middle of a project wise. He was recording on Chameleon, so I was like, fair play, because I think it's actually quite a difficult thing to do if you're making loads of other stuff and then doing something else. Usually people are just like, oh sorry, I don't have time, but he did it and loved it. Yeah, I feel like he kind of made the track, so it was good.
Is label conversation something that is happening in your life, or are you not really interested in those?
It's happened.
Yeah.
And it was happening a lot. Like just so much that it was just actually starting to get a little bit boring, because I feel like no one really says anything new 100%. To me. And we had all of these conversations. We were a little bit swayed by one label, and then we just came to the conclusion that it just wasn't necessary for me right now. So yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to continue label less, because that was my intention coming into music as well. I always wanted to be independent, but obviously something could happen later down the line. But right now, like, I just hear so many horror stories as well that I'm like,
Same.
I'm just not doing it.
Was it weird kind of picking up traction and then telling your friends who maybe don't do music that like this is becoming your life?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, because I went to university, like a lot of the people who I was hanging around with just didn't really do music. So throughout this process, it's kind of been me not explaining it to people, but it just being a bit like foreign to people, me being like, yeah, like I just do this thing, you know. But they definitely get really gassed.
Do they?
And I've got friends who send me like a ton of reels of like people who've used my song and stuff, to the point where I'm like,
Justin Bieber.
Like I can't watch them all.
Justin Bieber listened to. What's that about?
Mad.
What the fuck was that?
I don't like. It just is so random. I don't know, but someone sent me a message and was like, I've just come from the Justin Bieber video, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then they sent me a link to it. I was in a pub and my mate was DJing, and I was like watching this video. I was really confused, and then I held it up to my ear and my song was playing in the background. I was like, what the hell? Literally started jumping up and down in the pub. And then I was just like, what a coincidence, really, because the fact that someone had recorded it at the exact moment that they were listening to my song as well, I felt like it was a little sign from somewhere, but I don't know how it happened. It just happened, and I'm like, thanks, Justin.
Did anything come off the back of that, or was it just a nice moment?
No, it was just a nice moment.
Fuck you,
I just said, thanks, Jay. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Beebs. Do you think people have misconceptions about you? Or do you care?
I feel like people probably think really different things, to be fair. I do tend to have a little bit of a resting bitch face.
So do I.
So I think sometimes some people think that I'm like scary and not very approachable, but like I literally promise I am. I think probably some people think that I'm cooler than I am as well. Like sometimes I'm like, guys, I'm just a bit of a weird gal. Like,
what do you think the differences are between like the London underground? I keep fucking saying underground. Like I don't fucking know what I mean by that. But like, what do you think the differences are between like London underground scene versus Birmingham, versus maybe even Brighton, where you're based now? Like, what do you think the differences are in terms of like the underground scene?
I don't really know what the differences are fully, but one thing I would say that I have noticed is that the London scene, it's like very clear that everyone knows each other, and even if you meet an artist that you think is like not connected or like nowhere close to like this other artist, then you'll be like, oh, I've just seen an Instagram of them two together, like they know each other. Like I feel, it's definitely maybe more community in a sense of everyone networks a bit more in London. I feel like maybe that's because you have to. I don't know about Birmingham because I haven't been in that scene for a long time, to be fair. But Brighton is just like, it's just very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Do you feel like supported as a creative in either of the scenes, or do you feel kind of like independent lone wolf vibe, or do you feel like, how do you feel?
It's a good question. I maybe a bit of both, to be fair, because I sometimes choose to be that like independent, like lone wolf sort of vibe, like don't need anybody sort of vibe. But then I think I definitely do feel supported, or at least I feel like there's respect there.
Well, Ruby, I could keep talking to you all day. All day and all night.
I all of a sudden feel like I'm on an American sitcom.
All day and all night. But alas.
I was about to join in and you stopped.
All day and all night. And we are stargazing together.